Well. Another speculation on Earth to back up my thoughts and theories on things. Of course, this came up to me today. Already 1 million views on this, but what is Mel's Hole? And is supposedly a spiritual infinite pit that revives animals from the dead. Not only that, next to numerous Bigfoot sightings and miles of giant mushrooms, the phenomenon of Mel's Hole seems pretty straightforward until you realize that it also happens to be bottomless pit. Now, get over here, Puck. Now, why do I say that this goes about backing me up on some thoughts and theories is because of the friggin' hole. Supposedly was measured by a man that was in his backyard. And this is Mel Waters claimed that he found a real-life bottomless pit. His property, as you can imagine. And as they say, that, God damn it. That, one puck. That this guy found it in his backyard, and so also that he did a measurement of it. But soon the government got involved, and I guess he was in dire straits, missing out on some money, going, the hole, and they gave him $250,000. Now, even if this is true, say so. I mean, this hole has disappeared because the government, he left for Australia, came back 7 years later or something, and literally said that a friend of his was, monitoring it. And I don't know if this is the actual hole, but, I do believe that it exists. But due to the fact that, with my discoveries of waters that have no depths in it, this is just a goddamn proof once again. And they said because the government got involved, like I was saying, this hole has disappeared. No one knows where it is. It's off the map. It's off the rig. Just like Skinwalker Ranch. You can put in the coordinates, but you'll never find it. Unless you really know the area of where that exists. I don't know if this guy, they say that he could have never existed and all this. But it also is claimed the hole for decades before Waters bought his property. Supposedly, this hole, of course, has probably been there for a long time before this discovery, but due to the fact, right, it was probably, it says tribes knew of the hole for decades. So Native Americans probably knew of this hole, is right. And, to bring something like this up, like I say, and these stories just happen to come up randomly. The Manistash Ridge residents used it as a garbage dump and decided not to question the airy facts of the pit. But due to the fact that this hole has been for this long probably in existence, really explains why I think there's underground tunnels, taverns, whatever you want to call them, caves, waterways, whatever houses beneath us. Once again, I consider this proof. And the hole never filled up, as you read there, never appeared to fill up. So like I said, he decided to put fishing line and sturdy fishing rod out in the hole, add weight to the fishing line, and then measure how far down it went before hitting bottom. By the end of his test, Waters got more than he bargained for. The hole had no bottom. If a bottom does exist, it's deep enough that the weight line failed to go slack after 80,000 feet. Neither Waters nor anyone else has ever confirmed reaching the bottom. So I'm telling you, this right here, and paranormal under there, you can just imagine what is in there. There's underground cities in this that exist. Atlantis disappeared. The city of Atlantis. You know what? People call that a myth. I think it's true. Dogs right here. Animals are terrified of the hole. This guy even went and put a sheep down the hole. Went down as far as he could. Started feeling tugging and stuff or something. Brought the sheep back up, and the thing started to cook from the inside out. Then he went and saw something moving in the sheep's stomach, cut it open, and there was supposedly eyes in it looking at him. And that's what I'm talking about. What is beneath us? Laws of nature don't apply. This is where other tests attempt to better understand. Would play music that sounded decades out of date. Oh, that's what it said. Brought a handheld radio near the hole. It would play music that sounded decades out of date. You know, this is just insane. And even this exists. They also say, now go figure, this would explain a lot of missing things too if it does exist. I mean, he claims that someone put his dog in there. Damn thing was supposedly running through the woods on a leash, with its leash on and shit. And they also say, haunted by, of course, unexplained creatures. There's the story where he put the sheep down. Human eyes staring back at him. He immediately threw the creature back into the hole. And there's another Mel's hole in the Nevada desert. Just imagine how many holes that would exist throughout all deserts. If there's 2, there could be more. In and out portholes, or in and out taverns or caves, or like I said, anything that could be traveling through these things, making these things. That's what I think it is. So, all in all, and I think it was Waters' property in Washington. So, not only is Washington State home of Bigfoot, and home of this, it's just imagine what the fuck is underneath us, man. This is, like I say, another proof. And it also goes on to say here, birds and unidentifiable species had been seen circling the Nevada pit. So you know these birds of whatever it may be. You know what? Just thinking of that, this is probably where the Thunderbird came from. Then again, you know, this guy wanted to also try and get one of these birds, shoot the bird. It seems that ricocheted off from him, the bullets. So, I mean, wherever this thing may exist now is beyond any doubts that anybody's gonna friggin' find it. He said the U.S. government, of course, the person says in the article, the U.S. government, got involved, and all of a sudden, there it is, $250,000. Yeah, things started to disappear. That's right. So, all in all, this weird thing. Then they're saying meltwaters may not even be real. But you know what? From my investigations of what I think and my research of things, and I've been saying this for a long time now, at least a year and a half. What lives beneath us is the question. Think about it. Right here's another story to prove my theory. You're saying it could have been a hoax? But you know what? From what I know from experience and figuring things out, and the Native Americans finding holes that created themselves, like Mirror Lake and Fort Devens, no depth in the water, this right here backs me up. Till that next story, in that next video, in that next whatever the hell I may come up with next, to put my mind in another article comes up out of nowhere, using my head, my thoughts, my theories, and then something comes along and backs me up. You better believe, folks, I know there's something out there. And when stuff like this pops up, man, thumbs up, people. This is what I'm talking about. Out.